Welcome out with the Finn to build an off-grid cabin here in the Finnish wilderness. In this second episode I will continue upgrading my shelter, start debarking trees, pitch a sauna and so much more. Once again, this trip is full of surprises, so come along and see how it goes. Enjoy! Oh no, the carabiner on this strap broke down and the tent came down. And look at the chimney. No. Oh. On tikkaat tuonne mukana, niin en oo siellä vaan.
Tuli heti mikäs tää on? Tää on
So my dad is just with me here in the beginning of the video. He's helping me to get these supplies to the cabin location, and he also wanted to check out the terrain where I'm building. But yeah, we have to do a second supply run and then I have to start solving the tent. Alright people, here we are once again at the off-grid cabin, or what will become the off-grid cabin. Like you see, I have so much stuff I plan to upgrade the shelter with. Yeah, it seems like nothing broke, just the one part's broke. So I should be able to just attach this here. Is this sturdy enough? What most likely happened is that it had so much weight on for so long that the fabric actually stretched it a bit, so now it's a bit out of the shape. But what I can do is use just cord to pull it from these different various positions and hopefully make it sturdy again. Sturdy enough so it survives this winter. At this time I want to tell you that the main sponsor of this whole log cabin build is HK Hirsityökalut, and this time I'm going to take their debarking machine Vuolukalle to test for the first time. Alright, let's see if there's any damage. The stove looks like it's fine and I don't see any holes in the tent. These are just all bent and out of shape. Thankfully that was an easy fix, but I only have a few hours of daylight left, so if I want to work with the chainsaw I have to start now. So last time I was here I cut down a few trees. I think I'll start with those trees, like for example this one. Just cut off the branches and debark it. There's quite a lot of snow on this one. Thankfully I cut down only a few trees last time because it's going to be so much difficult to take the branches off and overall just work with the log when it's under the snow. There we go. I think there is only around 12 meters of wood that I can use from this. So the interior of my cabin will be 7 meters times 4 meters. And the thickness of these trees is around 20 centimeters on average. That would mean that the wall thickness is 40 centimeters in total. So that would be, the shorter end would be 4.4 meters. I want there to be a bit of a gap between the outer wall and the log so that the log kind of comes out on each of the corners. What would I say? 30 centimeters. So for every 4-meter wall, I think I would need 5 meters of wood. And if I want to move the log around a bit, because sometimes they can be really bent, so I might have to move it around a bit. I think I need to cut, I think maybe 5.5 meters would be close enough. Because if I cut 5.5 meters, I have 1.1 meters of extra in each log. And I think that's enough to move it around a bit if I need to find, do some adjustments. So interior length plus 1.5 meters I think would be good enough. 5.5. So there we go. We have our very first log cut to the length. Now the question is, will I be able to lift the tip of these logs myself, or do I have to create some kind of a lifting mechanism for the log? There we go. So at least the 5.5 meter one I can lift. And now actually I have this tool. These are like log pliers. So I can grab the log much easier. But oh boy, this is heavy. At this point it gets, this end is around 15 centimeters thick. Oh, I don't know. That might be too narrow. I'll leave that there for a while and go clear out these two here. I really want to cut one 8.5 meters tall log, so I know if I can lift that myself, because I took these beams with me just in case if I had to create some kind of lifting mechanism to get the logs up enough on some kind of tripods. Maybe 12 meters, which is way less than I expected. When I was here, I estimated there to be around 15 meters of usable wood in one tree, which means that I could have get one taller log and one shorter log out of that 15 meters. But now if these all are around 12 meters, it means that for all those 8.5 meter tall logs, I have 3.5 meters that I can't use. Now the moment of truth. Will I be able to lift the heavier end of 8.5 meters tall log? Nope. I'm not sure if it's frozen to the ground, but it doesn't budge at all. So I took these kind of sturdy beams from one of my previous projects with me, and my plan is to create this kind of a tripod that I can move around and place on top of the log, put the chain lifting mechanism here and just lift the end of the log in air. Then I can put the holder under the log, lower the log on the holder and do the same on the other end. So I will have this kind of nice and ergonomic working station where I can debark the logs. Let's see what I'll come up with. I used nails last time and got sick of that, so this time I took screws. These batteries are fully charged, but there isn't enough torque to put on the screws. So I think I need to get a lot better drill. This is my drill that I use at home in small stuff. Now I should probably get something designed for building. Oh shoot! It's only around -10 right now, but my lower back is getting a bit cold now that I'm just standing still. Thankfully I have my insulated skirt. I don't know if you have seen a man use a chainsaw with a skirt on before. I mean, it feels really sturdy. Let's take this to the log that I couldn't lift and try if it works. Let's see. That worked out so well. Yes. Now I just have to figure out something that I would put under here. There is nearly not enough power in this thing. I think it works. Let's go lift up that end and see if it breaks. Now I just need to create a second one of those to this end. I need to go grab a light. And my sponsor of lighting options, Nitecore, sent me this huge lamp. This is like a work lamp designed for outdoors. And I have it on just one of these camera tripods. And then I have one extra power bank here. Oh wow. Oh, that makes such a difference, and it's not even full power. I thought I was going to do something much wiser this time, but I just made things a lot more difficult. Also, it's really dark, I'm getting really hungry. I don't think it's that safe to be in the dark using the chainsaw anymore. So I think I might just call it a day here with the chainsaw, go make some dinner and use the evening to upgrade my shelter. Nitekore actually sent me these. These are like camping lanterns. Oh, these will make things so much easier in the tent. Thankfully I took my gas stove with me. I can start cooking with that one and meanwhile figure out the stove. Oh, it feels so nice to get a fire source. I can't just wait that... Oh! Too much. At least I should probably take the gas further away. I think it got a bit too much, yeah. Thankfully I was not inside the tent. Meanwhile my water starts boiling. Let's go and fix the stove. That's not good. There is a small hole in the chimney. So what I have to do is cut it from here and the rest should be still usable. I mean, it's definitely shorter. It still goes over the tip of the tent. So if it gets any sparks, they should fly off and not hit the tent. Oh. Currently there is not that much space inside because the roof is kind of like leaning inwards. So I'll add a few pegs to just pull it outwards a bit. It didn't help at all. I should lift that upwards, not downwards. But I have to do something on this other side as well. If I would pull these a little. Oh, I made such a mess. I think my gas stove ran out of gas. What a timing. Oh no? Oh no, I think it extinguished. I put on the lid and it probably... Oh, it boiled over. No. But thankfully I have the stove on inside, so I'll take this in there. Now it can continue boiling there. My chimney started leaking a bit. It's not too bad yet. But that's not a good sign. My water is almost frozen. I have to put it close there. Oh, this is so exhausting. My lower back is already feeling it. After last time I bought this, it was so cold in here that I was thinking that this might help spread the hot air inside this big tent. So this here is a stove fan. I'll place this on the stove and once it gets hot, this will start spinning and it will spread the hot air inside this tent. I'll just toss in cream. Now creamy chicken soup and riisipiirakka. Oh, frozen riisipiirakka. Now that's done. I'll leave the rest of the soup as dinner or lunch tomorrow. And look, that started spinning. And it also moves sideways. I didn't know about that. It's crazy. I can definitely feel that it's spreading the hot air inside this tent much more evenly. And speaking of getting a warm tent, I have to insulate the floor, which I think I'll do next, because like you see, it's full of these kind of cracks and holes and cold air gets in through there. In here I have 3 meters of this kind of insulated pad. And right in the middle goes one of the supporting beams underneath. I will probably screw these logs down there before I put the cover, because once I have the cover on I can't access it that easily. Yeah, it's getting a lot sturdier at the same time. This was supposed to be 3 meters by 3 meters. Wait, what? There is not enough. This was supposed to be 3 meters by 3 meters. Well, now that I look at this package size, why did I even think like that? Oh no, this is so small. Oh, shoot. Well, let's see how far we can get. I mean, I promise you guys, when I ordered it, it was supposed to be 3 meters by 3 meters. But it is so much less. And if you look at the package size, well, of course you can tell it from here. I just tossed it into my van without thinking it anymore. I was just thinking that I will unbox it here. Although it's not much, but at least I got some more insulated ground inside the tent, and next time I'll finish that. And this is the biggest upgrade. My base camp sleeping pad. Oh, there's so much snow dropping from the trees. It's getting really windy outside. It's basically just one big trash bag that's biodegradable. I use this thing. That's puupohjainen ekologinen kuivike käytettäväksi kuivakäymälöissä. So this basically is supposed to soak in all the liquids so it won't smell that badly. I think I'll probably still store this outside the tent once I've used it for the first time. And then I still want to unbox this one. It's a generator that I can use to charge, for example, my drill, my wildlife camera, and other electronics. So apparently there are 2 AC outputs, then there is one, yeah, then there are 2 USB outputs. I think it's pretty straightforward. I have here 4 sets of sheep hides I made myself, and I decided to take them here to my off-grid cabin to use as sitting pads, sleeping pads, or something like that. Oh, this makes a really warm sitting pad. A bunch of snow just fell on the tent, and it partially, because I was standing here, it partially like hit me. That was scary. I decided that I will use these hides as extra layer of insulation under my sleeping mattress. That way I can have my sleeping mattress really deflated, so it will be a lot more comfortable. Now this way my pillow will stay on place. And I'll already prep firewood for the morning, so when I wake up I can just ignite the stove from the bed. I don't need to even get up. And I have a few beers with me for tomorrow, because tomorrow I have something really special. I just need to put these close to the stove so they don't freeze during the night, because if they freeze completely, they might explode. I've never heated up beer before. Usually you want to get it colder. that's done. Tomorrow we have so much to do. I just need to start debarking those logs. So yeah, see you guys in the morning. Good night. This time I took milk powder instead of milk. I had the stove on for a while now, but it's currently -5 inside the tent. Oh, that's super strong coffee. Oh, yummy. No, that's done. First, let's try to start the generator so I can put my drill and some other electronics to charge. The oil goes in there. Alright, that should be good to run. Air intake on, this one on start, engine on, and let's see what happens. Whoa, there we go! I spent some time thinking about this last night or last evening. What I'm doing here is not going to work. It's not as high as I wanted it to be, but as long as it holds the log and it doesn't break, I think I'm satisfied. I noticed it's not charging anything. It is not charging at all. Apparently the generator is not working. I get it running, but for some reason it's not charging via USB nor through the power sockets. And everything looks to be fine and I can't find any more buttons to press. But I will figure that out when it's dark once again. Now I need to start debarking. For that I have this. Oh. HK Hirsityökalut sent me this package. They sell this whole package on their website. It comes with this Vuolukallo debarking pot and the Eco chainsaw. This is a brand new saw, so they warned me not to overheat it. So I have to have very low RPMs. But let's fill it up and see if we can get it started. I can already tell that fueling this is much easier because I can actually see the fuel level. I'm not going to use chain oil because there is a belt, not a chain. This machine comes with this kind of tools so that I can put the blade to the perfect height. Now they are all set to 2.5 millimeters. And let's see if I can get it started. I'll let that run for a while because it's a brand new chainsaw. And meanwhile I'll cut all those branches, these little branches off. Alright, let's see if this works. The blades are cutting way too much. Oh, I need to fix that. I put them to 2.5 and they cut way too much. So let's try to put them to something closer to 1. I think now it's in the lowest possible position. This machine is a true beast. It is so heavy for my lower back when I'm swinging this around here. It might look easy on the camera, but this is physically really exhausting. Much more exhausting than I would have expected. This is the first log we've debarked. It feels so surreal that I'm going to build a cabin out of these. Oh. I think it ran out of gas. Oh no, it's running out of battery. No more using this. Now it's a little bit higher. Oh no, no, no. And that's second one done. But it's already 11:30 and I'm getting really hungry. I need to go put on the stove and put my water to boil. And while my food is getting ready, I need to think for a while, because I need to build this kind of a structure where I leave these logs to dry, and they have to dry at least over the summer. Like optimally, you would dry fresh wood like this for around 2 years before you start building your cabin. But I don't have that much patience, but I still want to pile them so that they can dry at least to some extent, and especially to prevent them from molding. If I just leave them on the ground, they'll start molding. I could probably make the pile here, because there would be one tree in each corner, so I can use those to lift up the tips of the logs. The sled is way too short to actually pull this log, but I have it strapped over here and attached to the sled itself. But I think my water is boiling soon and I'm really hungry. Oh, it feels so nice to come inside here to this warm tent. And yeah, my water is already boiling. For lunch I have really easy, quick food. Chicken curry with rice. It's actually surprisingly good. Now that's done. As a dessert I have some pastry my father-in-law made me. I need to move that one there inside these 4 trees here. That's where I make my pile. Wow, that is so close. I think it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly level, as long as it's not steep enough that the logs start rolling. It's actually holding. Huh. That's good. Now I have to set up the other one there approximately on same height, and then I have to put one here in the middle. Now, of course, currently the ground is frozen. When summer comes, I really hope these stay upright because I can't really do that much to these. But anyways, I'll just pull a few of these bricks under here, lift these up from the ground, and I'll start stacking the pile of logs on top of these. That way they'll stay out of the ground, in air. The air can flow through easily, and this is on the open, so it's a pretty windy spot, meaning that they will dry up quicker. But the ground is frozen solid. I mean, it's a bit lifted from the middle, but it is so little that I think it will be fine once I get the logs on top of here. I actually could maybe put already these kind of shorter ones this way, but I want to put one in the middle so that once I stack it up, the weight won't bend all the shorter ones. So I have to have similarly these, one in each end and one in the middle. That way the log should not bend. Yes, I got one nice 8.5 meters tall piece out of this one. Let's see if I'm able to pull it just like this. Like with everything, I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. I'm definitely not using my lower back as much, and the saw is not like bouncing around that much, which is a great thing. But oh man, look how beautiful sunset there is. In this kind of moments I just stop and think where I want the cabin to be. I want to build it on this hill. There's a little bit of downhill towards there. So I want to build it on this hill, but I'm not exactly sure of the position. Also I'm thinking, do I want to see the morning sunrise or sunset from the deck? Do I want that in the evening the sun will shine in the cabin, or do I want it shines in the morning? I'm just like trying to figure out where I want the cabin to be located. I mean, that's looking pretty good. It's just holding from the middle, but once I lower that end, I think it will be on the same height. So that's ridiculously accurate. Based on that, I didn't even measure it. Yes! Now that's perfect. Yes! Whew. Oh, this feels amazing. Now let me know, guys, if you think I should add some supporting beams here so that they don't drop off from these bricks I put under here. Maybe put a few iron stakes here, similarly to the foundation, use like sharpened wood that I would strike down each side, just so that it wouldn't drop from these bricks. Or what do you think? Will it be enough when I start adding more weight on top of this that they will stay on place? I'm not exactly sure myself, so I'm just seeking advice. You see, there are a lot of nice trees that I can use for the cabin. For some reason it takes a long time when I press the kill switch for it to recognize that and shut down the engine. I'll just lift this up here because I will process this as firewood for next winter. This way it won't get covered with snow. I got 2 piles of firewood that are too big for the stove, so I need to cut those down. But hopefully next winter I would have my own firewood. My plan is to do the firewood at some point, but currently I'm just focusing on getting the cabin built started. Okay, time to get more. Now that's quite a lot of firewood. I think that will keep me warm for a while. Like I said yesterday, I have something special today, and that's right there. Right here I have a sauna tent that Savotta sent me. So this right here is the sauna. I must say that this tent is a used sauna tent. Savotta sent me the one they used in their own marketing, and now I get to have it here on my off-grid cabin. Oh, look at these stakes. They are extremely sturdy. That was easy. Stove instructions and warnings. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it even comes with an ashtray. Yes, that's perfect. Yes. They are really big, but they fit there just nicely. And I even have these. Oh, look. Savotta sitting pads. I just put some of the water here so that it can warm up. That's how I can add this to my bathing water and I'll have warm water to wash myself with. I'll also leave the canister up here so that it can warm up. Oh, that just looks amazing. I have my very own sauna already at my cabin. I'm gonna enjoy this so much. Oh shoot. I'm already really hungry, so I put my food to warm up. And I put my rice pies to warm up as well. I bought this kind of outdoor dish soap and outdoor shampoo. How do you say that? Shampoo. But anyways, yeah, these will come to use here. Fireproof mat that I will put under the stove once I have the whole flooring insulated. Chicken soup I made yesterday and riisipiirakka with brie cheese. This feels so amazing. But I can definitely feel that the temperature is dropping. They forecast minus 20 degrees Celsius tomorrow and today it was around minus 10. I can feel that the tent is not warming up that much. That's done. Whew. And oh boy, I'm full because look, I finished the whole soup. Normally I wouldn't eat before sauna, but I was just so hungry. Also, I'm not exactly sure how long that sauna needs to heat up. Ooh, it's definitely getting warm in here. And my water is almost boiling. Ooh. No, it still needs some time. I'm not exactly sure if you can see it on the camera, but the sky is completely clear and it's full of stars. It's really dark outside and cold. My lower back is already very sore, so I might as well just relax here inside the hot tent and wait for the sauna to heat up. Okay, let's go to sauna. Oh boy, it's so cold. It's ridiculously warm here. Oh wow, this is so nice. As you might see, it's working. Oh yes. The rocks on top here are really warm, but you see on the side they are still cold. And I had this on for maybe hour and a half. So next time I most definitely need to pile the rocks on top, not on the sides. Maybe even get more rocks. This night it will get closer to minus 20 degrees Celsius and the comfort of my sleeping bag is minus 12. So I'll put this quilt inside as well. This was a long day. It's currently 9 p.m. So I'll already go to sleep. See you guys in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. It's freaking cold. But I was really warm inside the sleeping bag with the quilt. Okay, time to get the day started. I still want to try the generator because I really need to get my batteries to charge here. Well, no can do, I just have to take this back with me and try it with other appliances. It could be that there is an issue with the cable or there is an issue with the battery charger of my drill because it's so cold here. Now next up, I have to do something about this because this is a mess. I need to check if my drill has enough power to put these 4 in. At least it's spinning. Yes! Oh no! Oh no! I was already wondering that what kind of piece this is when it came out of the box. But look! It snapped right off. Oh no. I think it must have happened during transportation. That just means that I can't get the other door working. I mean, I just have to figure out something here next time I come. Ah. You can see how cold it is because even this one broke down, this plastic mat. I need to mix some more gas for my chainsaws because chainsaws use oil and gas mixture. There is 2% of oil in this gas. Now I have gas for chainsaws for next time ready. I definitely need to get more stones on top of this. I just took the chimney off because I will leave the tent like this, and if it collapses, at least everything inside will be okay. And I believe, Savotta, I really believe that your tent will handle snow. And I'm coming back here actually in less than a few weeks, so there shouldn't be that much snow. But to prevent the same thing happening to that tent, I think I need to put a tarp on top of that, which is a lot steeper, so that the snow can glide off from there, or if it breaks, it only breaks the top. Wish me luck. I have that rope tightly going across these two trees. Okay, before I can continue this, I need to wait for everything in the stove to burn, because as you might see, there's still hot air coming through. I need to take off the chimney before I install the top. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally have a reason to do it. Just a little bit, not much. Woo! Getting rid of all the trash and a few branches that are on the way. What? Oh, there is definitely something wrong with this one. And don't worry, I didn't burn any of those plastic parts, I have everything here. Learned it after last time. This time I'll take the chimney off. Now I just have to get that tarp over the rope that's 4 meters above the ground. Yes! Okay, I definitely need to make a few stakes so that I can attach these to the ground. Imagine how deep I would have got the poles of the deck if I had this sledgehammer. I managed to get both sides really angled so the snow shouldn't stay there. But if it does, you can see that there is a lot of room between the tent and the tarp. So if it collects snow, most of the weight should be on this tarp and not on the tent. Alright, I think this is it. I'm all packed up and everything here is cleaned up. Now this time we got so much done. I upgraded the shelter a bunch, I have a sauna, and I debarked the first logs and even made this kind of foundation where I can start layering logs to dry. After each trip this place is turning more into a second home or a cabin already. But let's hope that this thing is standing when I come back, and the sauna is also standing, because I'm taking a bit of a risk leaving the sauna up. But I'm coming back in around few weeks, less than a few weeks, so I think it should be fine. Also remember to check out HK Hirsityökalut if you got interested on the debarking machine I used. Now if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe so you won't miss my upcoming videos. I post a new adventure every single Saturday. But otherwise, thank you for watching and see you on our next adventure.